Am I recording? There we go. Now, as you can see, can you see the smoke? Well, all right, but as you can see, this is heating up, folks. And you'll see when most recipes will tell you to do this until it's smoking. I'm not sure if you can kind of see it, but can you see it? Oh, well, but it's smoking. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of oil. Be really careful when you're cooking with oil. As a matter of fact, let me take my jacket off. All right, you guys see that smoke? I want to add a little bit of more oil in here because this, like I said, I haven't used this pan in a while. Oh, I know what that is. That's because I rinsed off the top of my oil container and put some water and just drop it in the pan. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my shrimp. And these have been, let me move this away. These have already been deveined, split down the middle, seasoned. And you do also want to, because this is so high, you have to get into the habit of washing your protein. I use so many paper towels in the kitchen, it's ridiculous. I need to buy stock in, like seriously. But make sure that your proteins are patted dry. I like to put a little bit of oil on it so that the seasonings and stuff can kind of cling to the meat. So you can see that this is pretty much patted dry because you don't want to have wet proteins, and when you add them to that very hot pan, it's going to splatter. You can take the possibility of it splattering your face and burning, so you got to be careful with this. But this is still going to splatter anyway because there is just a little bit of liquid just that even comes from the protein. Here we go. Also, you want to keep in mind when it comes to cooking your proteins and things, you don't want to add too much to the pan at one time because what will happen is you don't want to see. This is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure all this stuff out, so I'm trying to record from the phone and the computer. All right. Anyway, all right. So see that what's actually happening here? This pan was actually not as hot as I wanted it to be. You see that? It's kind of steaming. And I don't really want that extra liquid. Another thing, like a lot of people will ask me, Lord, give me the recipe, tell me how to make the fried rice. And I can give you the recipe and that's okay. But a lot of times when it comes to cooking certain things in the kitchen, it's really about the technique. And so for me, running my mouth, I did not have this as high as I wanted to, so my shrimp are kind of, but they'll be okay. They'll be okay. So I'm just going to give you this here. So these are pretty much done. I'm going to let these set to the side. So we're going to add these back in too. And I'm going to go ahead and give this a rinse. If I would have had the pan to the right temperature like you really need it to be, I would have had to rinse this out. It would have been pretty much just right for me just to go ahead and start adding the rice and everything to it. But I don't want to use a paper towel to rinse this out because I don't want the debris from the paper towel getting stuck with the oils, and it creates like this stickiness in your wok. So I'm going to go ahead and let this dry out from the heat. So we have our rice. See that? This is actually Mahatma jasmine rice that has already been cooked. I actually prefer another brand, but this is what they had in the store. It's hard in these streets out here in these stores, so you pretty much got to get what you can. I prefer to go to H Mart, where they pretty much have everything that you need when it comes to Asian ingredients and stuff together. What is going on with my foolishness? Look, this is a damn shame. It's embarrassing. My first time having Apple, okay? And I don't know how to use the thing as much as it costs. But I called myself trying to be professional and figure this stuff out. Wait a minute, I'm not gonna even worry about it. Okay, we'll worry about that later. I guess I need to take me a class on doing this. Could have bought my doggone stove. And then, y'all see that? Ooh, see that? That's why you got. God, that's this doggone oil, and I see what it's doing, and I keep doing it. All right. All right, I'm hoping this pan is gonna really, because like I said, I have not used this pan in a while. So I'm really trying to get around the perimeters and the sides of this. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me get my stuff, right? All right, so we got premium dark soy sauce, oyster sauce. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of fish sauce. I actually like to play around with the flavors. It depends on what mood I'm in. Where's my other seasoning at? Okay. Fish sauce. I'm looking for my other seasoning. Okay, hold on. Oh, there it is. Duh, right in my face. Maybe I should put my let me put my glasses on. Okay, because I think I can see better now. At Belon Coleman, we looking like aunties in the building. I just sent her a pair of these. I have lost so many glasses. Foolishness. Okay, so all right, put this back on for this and get heated back up. Can y'all see? All right, because I think I can see better now. Wait a minute, what I have here? All right, we got rice, onions, eggs, and my sauces. You gotta have it spicy. This is Thai chilies. Okay, so now most of the time, I really don't have an order that I do this, you guys, tell you the truth, because I'll play with the different flavors. Sometimes I'll add a little bit more of a certain sauce to see what I like. These sauces are all different, so you have to really, because if you add too much of one, it can be overpowering, especially when it comes to fish sauce. You'll see that when I add this, I'm just gonna put like a dab of it, and because you don't need that much, otherwise it will overtake and your whole rice will taste like fish. So that's not what you want. All right, we're gonna throw this in there. And again, like I said it before, when it comes to fried rice and things like that, you do not want to put too much into your pan like I did with my shrimp, because it will steam instead of actually stir frying and getting that wok hate and that flavor on it. So I keep moving this back and forth because I don't want the pan to be too hot. But anyway. So this is probably about 13 ounces of rice in here, so it's not a lot of rice. See that? So what I'm kind of doing now is browning the rice. I have to do a different method when it comes to using this actually like the stove, so that I don't so that you don't burn this rice, because it's actually really high. So you'll see me moving this back and forth off of the heat. But what I'm trying to do now is brown the rice, because that helps it kind of caramelize and get that flavor on it. And excuse me, you guys, I do have a 9-to-5 where I use my hands all day, and my wrist is actually starting to bother me a little bit. So, and what you will find sometimes is that you may have to add a little bit of oil. Okay. And then another thing about this, having an electric stove, you'll find that after a while, these electric stoves, the tops of them are kind of like not balanced. So when it comes to cooking with these woks and stuff like that, it can be quite irritating and frustrating at times, but it'll be all right. All right, now you see the color of that? Okay, so first thing I like to put in here is my oyster sauce. Then I'll go add, now this dark soy sauce is really dark and it can change. Like I said, you gotta be careful with this stuff. I'm just pretty much gonna put like a couple of drops in here. And this is just to kind of give a little bit of flavor and give that color. Sometimes I don't want my rice dark. Sometimes I want it light. You can also use light or thin soy sauce. So, like I said, I just like to play with the flavors at times. See that? You see how dark it is? So I just want a little bit of it. So. Crazy in the kitchen outside. And the wrist is starting to bother me. And I can't be having that, y'all. I need my wrist to cook. Alright. See that? What I'll do when I'm trying to get that right color that I'm looking for, I'll add a little bit at a time. I'm going to add a little bit more oil because, as you can see, and you actually use a lot of oil. You don't realize how much oil there is. But this pan it's not acting bad though. Like seriously. Because some of my, again, you don't have really this stuff to stick on you. Especially depends on the temperature that you're adding. Alright, this is golden mountain seasoning. You don't really have to add this. I just add a little bit of, sometimes it gives a little bit of a flavor to it. Now this is the fish sauce. This is very strong, you guys. So I'm just like literally gonna add just a little bit of this. Here, saw that? I tell you, it will take over your whole dish, but it balances it out, so it's pretty good. Now you can actually start to kind of smell those flavors coming together. Another key thing is the type of rice and having your rice cooked quick. Because there's nothing like when you're frying this and your rice is overcooked and it kind of gets mushy. So I really like to have my rice cooked to like a certain point where all the rice pieces are separated. And you don't have to cook it. Now actually, because of this, I am going to add a little bit more soy sauce to this. I mean, not soy sauce, oyster sauce, because I want to look just a little bit darker. And that's probably about a tablespoon of salt. 2 tablespoons altogether, if that. Alright, see that? It's from the sugars and stuff that are in those sauces. So, you have to be careful not to burn you. See how it's it'll start to kind of stick. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. See why a lot of people like to use the non-stick, because it's easier to use when it comes to cooking fried rice and things like that. But again, you got to be careful with that particular kind of, material, because it's really not good for you. All right, now some people, I like to put mine to the side and just crack it on in there. That's the egg. I like a lot of egg in my fried rice too. I feel sorry for the people who don't like eggs in their fried rice. It's like the flavor's just not the same, man. I don't know. So I kind of let this and get this heated because I like my eggs fried hard in my fried rice. I can't hate for them to be like scrambled eggs for breakfast time. No, I like them fried hard. It's the flavor to me, just like anything else, that adds to that kind of fried rice. So what I'm going to do is kind of flip this over, add this in. I'm going to pick up the bits and pieces off the bottom. Now just imagine this. You see this? If I'm making this for like 20 and 30 people, how often I have to do this? So it's very essential to have your rice a certain way, the pan a certain way. flavors. Actually, what I'm actually going to do, I need to create a combination of these sauces, what I like to balance together. Like I said, sometimes I like to play with them without, burning it. Again, it's different in the restaurant. They have such a high heat. They can go so quick with this stuff. But for me, I have to baby this rice, you know what I'm saying, to get that flavor, because I'm constantly cooking it to try to get that wok taste in it, and making sure that I'm actually browning the rice, but not burning the rice. So you'll see that sometimes I'll move it back and forth off the heat because I don't want to burn it, but I want that heat to be high enough that it's browning. All right, what I'm going to do is go ahead and taste this. Most of the time, okay? Now, it really doesn't need any other flavor to it. Oh, they have my, you cannot have fried rice. I gotta move this off because I don't want to burn it. Put my little Thai chilies in here because I like it spicy. You can't have fried rice without it being spicy. All right, y'all. This is good. Okay. I could add just a little bit more dark soy sauce. Just a little bit. I'm telling y'all, this will go a long way. So you got to be careful with these sauces. So when I put these recipes up here, when I mean a little, I mean a little. Alright, now, what I'll go ahead and add now is my garlic, because this rice is pretty much already done, but I will continue to cook this to get that browning color that I want on here. But at the same time, I don't want this garlic to have a raw flavor in it. Okay? So, actually I'm going to turn this down, because I want the garlic to be cooked again, but not have a raw flavor, but I don't want to burn my rice either. And you chop it real fine because the garlic won't take that long. Yeah. Y'all ain't ready. I can't wait to cook this for my family there. Like, seriously. I come from a family where we ate so much fried rice. Like, my grandmother would go, because there were a lot of us, and she would go to the restaurants, China Night, Taylor Street. She would go to the restaurants, and we would literally have, like, our own plates packed this high with rice on it, and could go back for seconds with egg rolls. She would, of course, because my grandmother, she was a little, she thought bougie, but I don't think she's that bougie. But, she would get pepper steak or egg foo young. We couldn't get none of her food. So, I'm going to go ahead and add the shrimp back in here. A little bit of the juicy stuff, flavor going on. And this is, I'm telling y'all, this is good, y'all. I'm excited. All right, I can turn the heat back down. So you get that garlic and that rice and the soy sauce and the caramelization just all kind of going together. Look at that. Can't tell me. They think I'm black and these, y'all. I think I'm black and these, like this. I'm telling you, I should have been, somebody needs to, I'm going to Thailand one of these days. All I need to do is meet somebody, grandma, and they auntie in the kitchen. Give me like 3 days with them. I just spend a night, wake up, do breakfast, lunch, dinner, go out on the streets with them and everything like that. You won't be able to tell me nothing. Nothing. And I mean that. Alright, so I'll do this again. I'll kind of push this to the side, because there's nothing like a green onion to add to the flavor. I don't really like a lot of vegetables in my fried rice. I really prefer to have bean sprouts, but it's kind of hard to get bean sprouts at a local store. And if I go all the way to these stores out here in these streets, if I'm not cooking every day, they kind of go to waste. So I really need my own farm, yeah. Okay. All right, these back over here. Push them to the side. Get this little high heat, because I kind of want to like fry these if it makes sense. And you want them real quick, because you don't want green onions. If you cook them for too long, they kind of get like this soapy taste to it. So you want that fresh fried taste from it. You know what I'm saying? So kind of push them to the side and let them get that heat all by themselves. Then go ahead and toss it back up in there real quick. Yeah. Bam, and that's it. And that's all. It's funny. My friends to be like, I don't even like. A lot of times I don't feel like cooking because I do have a job. You know, I work. I have other things that I have to do in life. And sometimes I don't feel like cooking. So on any given Sunday, if I want takeout, Thai or Chinese, will pretty much be my first choice. So a lot of times she's like, why are we eating takeout when you can cook? It's like, that's a waste of money. But I'm like, dude, just go get food, okay? I got you all that. Act like I don't cook for it. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. You know what I do not have? Traditionally, if you go to a Thai restaurant, like in Chicago, they will serve this with lime juice and sliced cucumbers. I remember when I first came down here to a Thai restaurant and I asked them for it. The guy looked at me like, what do you know about that? So I asked him like why they don't serve it with it. He said because they would serve it with their food, with the guest food, but a lot of them wouldn't eat it. They would just throw it away. I'm like, they don't know what they're missing. It's kind of it's like having buffalo wings, and they give you the celery and the blue cheese. It's that the difference of the textures and the flavors and that crunch and the freshness of the cucumber that add to the flavor of the fried rice. So, all right, this is done, y'all. Now, what I would like to do, I'm just gonna add this to my little short potato. I'm not gonna eat all this, y'all. It's gonna be for lunch tomorrow too, when I go to work. Don't love it like you do, I know. Alright, now what I'm actually gonna do, I learned this from my one of my aunties at the Thai restaurant who owned the Chinese restaurant. One day I was like, you know, can you please make sure that there's extra egg, please? So she came out. When she brought it out, it had a whole fried egg on top. I'm like, okay, that's dope. I like you. But she's the only one who did it, because everybody else won't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try this. I don't like to break my yolk. Practice making eggs too young. That was one of my favorite dishes when I was young. Like my grandma said, you know, she would buy her eggs too young, but she wouldn't give it. She wouldn't buy eggs too young. We had to buy that when we got older. But we had a lot of fried rice. So you talking about egg rolls out of this world, man. See that? That's it, y'all. Put me a couple of Thai chilies on here. Now, you know what it'll be hot, but I don't have none. Like my cousin say. It's some... Shoot. You know what? Wait a minute. Yes, I do. Cilantro. Hold on. I sure do. Y'all don't know me like that. Take this and give it a quick rinse. Please wash the vegetables out. Please, they're nasty. Dirt, they come out the ground. Cilantro to fried rice is just like adding parsley to fish and lemon, you know? I'm tired tongue today. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit nervous, y'all. I'm not, again, I don't really do this video stuff, but you know, my family's been on me, my friends been on me. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, you know, and everything. So, gotta learn how to walk the talk. I get it? Walk the talk. Gotta pat this dry. rough shot. I like the stems and all. It's good. All right. Yeah. Boo. Oh, wait a minute. They messed up my phone on my video. Okay. See that? Y'all see that? I like a lot of cilantro, so don't judge me. All right. This is Phyllis to the Cook, and I'm out. Till next time. Love you guys. Bye. Everyone, this is Dolores. Enjoying this fried rice here. Look at that. Squeeze the lime juice up pretty good. All right. Ain't enough lime juice, but you know what I mean. I don't really want to lick my fingers on national TV, but I would. Y'all see that? Mm-hmm. Look at all that. Look at it. That's me. Mm-hmm. And yes, I do have a Chinese spoon. Yeah, that's good. Peace out.